ESPN Radio, ESPN2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. You can save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com for more information. WOAI, Spurs Radio Network, with their big win last night in a potential finals preview over the Detroit Pistons. 114-103. San Antonio riding a 9-game winning streak, ending the 5-game winning streak of the Detroit Pistons. Along with Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. And something big happened early today. I want to announce to the world that made it very clear that with two big things on the TV last night, two of the many big things, which include the Spurs Pistons as well as Monday Night Raw. CC Smalls, you were not aware of what I'm about to say.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
He is furious at Nuno, our producer, because Nuno has not gotten CC in the ring as a WWE superstar on Raw or SmackDown or any of the PLEs, Premium Live Events, ESPN app, available Saturday, Elimination Chamber, and CC is not happy with Nuno.
That is correct.
I stand with you on this. Come on, Nuno, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
CC
get him in the ring.
An unbelievable WWE superstar. He needs to be in the ring immediately.
Bronson Reed got hurt last night, unfortunately. Jey Uso wins that match. He's in the Elimination Chamber. There's a hole for whatever the role Bronson Reed was going to play, who's been on our show, by the way. Why not CC?
Why not CC?
Why not, Nuno?
Yeah, why not, Nuno?
Come on, Nuno.
Yeah, Nuno.
I mean, as I told Canty earlier, any type of athletic feats small that allegedly supposed to happen on the show, a 40-yard dash, whatever it is, right. None of it's happened on the show. It's always an excuse.
Well, this is not on this show.
First of all, it's not on this show. But then also the 40-yard dash thing. Here's the deal, Nuno. I've already run a 40 time. It's well documented when I was coming out in 2005. All we have to do is have Evan Cohen run a 40 and see if his time beat my time.
What? Yeah, at 20, Evan's 44,
45.
Okay, sorry, 45. Don't you think that's a little unfair? Do we do a little adjusted based on
5/10 of a second? Cool, not a problem. Not a problem.
Just get him in the ring. Stop making excuses.
This is deflection at its finest.
If Evan can run a sub 5.4 40, then I will concede that he would beat me in a 40-yard dash. How about that? Does that work?
That's fine.
Okay, done.
Okay, so what about CC in the ring?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not built for speed. I'm not built for distance, but I am built for WWE. Get me in the damn ring, Nuno.
You're built to beat someone.
Exactly. I'm built to whoop that trick. That's what I'm built for.
Well, that gimmick is stolen already. So used already. He goes in using the Trick Williams gimmick.
That would be great.
That actually would be funny.
And then you beat him using his own gimmick?
I jump in
with the white fur.
With the white fur coat.
As Trick Canty.
No. Beat up on Trick Williams and
as Trick.
You actually whooped that trick. You actually whooped that trick.
You whooped that trick. Now then, Bird. Let's go.
I'm so in for this.
I like it. We're on to something.
What would your outfit be?
Well, we just said I'd have to go in with the white fur coat.
So you would actually take his whole look.
That's the whole shit.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then
do we have enough fur
beat
for
him
that?
with it. I would steal his shtick and then beat him with it.
I love it.
You'd have to kill the zoo.
It's a lot of fur.
To get his fur for him. Oh God. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying. Wow.
Vintage,
I don't know if we have the budget for that.
But rightfully so, Canty furious and Uno for not making him into a WWE superstar yet. We're sitting here right before the show
all of
on
these
ESPN2.
WWE superstars rolling in through our
Today,
show.
CM Punk,
rolling
AJ
in the
Lee.
studio. Exactly. We've got them all here. There's no excuse not to make this happen.
Yeah.
I just need Nuno to facilitate my greatness.
And then
that is kind of your job, sir.
And then next week you could book CC to come in studio as a WWE superstar instead of an ESPN teammate. So there you go. Now you get a guest from the WWE, Nuno.
And I get to shout out Nuno when I talk about my path to the WWE.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. You had a chance. Still have a chance, Nuno. By next week, make him into a WWE superstar.
The clock is ticking, Nuno.
Yeah. Superstar, that is Victor Wembanyama. A huge win last night for the Spurs. 21 points, 17 rebounds, 6 blocks, 4 assists. And Wemby is very tall and very thin. But he plays a physical brand of basketball, and he can play a physical brand of basketball. And Wemby had this to say post-game after their big win against the Pistons on that physical play and needing it for the postseason.
I don't think that's a night where we learn the most things about ourselves, but it's definitely a night where we confirm progression and confirm potential as well. I think it's definitely top 5 games, most physical. But But I think for the future, and looking at the season overall, this is probably the team that's most capable of playing that way. I don't know what the playoffs are like, but I know we're going to need some of that.
What we have seen from this guy is in many ways what we expected. And that's insane to say because he is so great. They're the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, and they potentially could make a finals run, and we all thought he could be this good. And he's backing it up right now. So I ask, which team is more likely to make it to the finals? The team that won last night, that's the 2 seed in a harder conference in the West, or the team that lost and is the 1 seed of the easier conference in the East?
Oh, I would say the Spurs. As long as Wemby can stay healthy, they're going to be the toughest out when it comes to these 2 teams. Now, we have to acknowledge that Detroit has an easier path, but we'll see about that if Jason Tatum does come back and he can be a contributor in the Celtics rotation. He doesn't have to be first-team All-NBA Jason Tatum, but if he comes back and he's a guy that can be a reliable 15 to 20-point scorer, then all of a sudden now the Boston Celtics are going to have something to say about who's coming out of the East. So I'm going to pump the brakes on Detroit just being able to have this easy march to the NBA Finals. But San Antonio has a tougher path because they're in their West and they have to contend with the reigning defending champs in the Oklahoma City Thunder. But they've already beat them 4 times this year.
Exactly.
Now, OKC hasn't been whole in a couple of those games, but still, the Spurs have sent the message that they are a legit contender. And it starts with what they can do on the defensive end of the court and how those guards can pressure differently than other teams because they have the ultimate eraser behind them in Victor Wembanyama. But last night, to me, that game wasn't about Wemby on offense or on defense. It was about the poise that the San Antonio Spurs played with in a hostile environment in Detroit. Because the Pistons did everything that they possibly could to try to bully the San Antonio Spurs, and the Spurs were having none of it. In the second quarter, Cade Cunningham tries to run over Stephon Castle because they had Cade Cunningham in jail last night. Cade missed 21 of 26 shots. It was an abysmal night for him. But you could see the frustration building on Cade, and he's one of the bigger guards in the NBA, and he tried to impose his will physically on Steph Castle and Keldon Johnson and De'Aaron Fox, and it didn't happen. And those guys had poise. It led to a technical foul from Jalen Duren. It led to a turnover. When you can have that kind of poise in the noise and to not get rattled when the Pistons start to engage in those types of shenanigans and they try to muck it up, they try to get gritty, get nasty, if you can stay poised, especially as a young team, and focus on executing on both ends of the court, you're going to give yourself a chance to win every single game in the end. And that's exactly what happened with San Antonio last night.
And we've seen so many other teams fall victim to that with Detroit. We saw the Knicks just last week. It happened to them. It's happened to them 3 times this season where Detroit's been able to play their game and get the better of the Knicks. But composure is key here. But when Wemby is your superstar, and this is the way he is, and this is the way that he plays, isn't that naturally going to trickle down to the rest of the team? Isn't he setting the culture and the tone in so many ways? Have we already gotten to the point where we feel like he's inevitable and we're going to defer to him? And when we're talking about projecting what we think is going to happen in the playoffs, I know there's still a lot left to happen for him. He's got to go out there and win. But he has lived up to what we have expected of him in such a way so quickly that I think we're getting to the point where we're just going to say, yeah, we believe in him this much and that we're going to pick them to win, or we're based on matchups, we're going to defer to him because he's so dominant.
So you think they're going to go to the finals?
I could absolutely see it.
Not what I asked. Do you think they're going to go to the finals? Of course. Come on, Smalls. You just went on that proper soliloquy towards throwing the
It's hard for me with
bouquet,
OKC, though.
But you threw the Books bouquet at Wemby, and you should. Because he is that good on and off the court. He's the kind of player that you assume after any loss, he's going to blame himself publicly, and there's never going to be drama around his team. That's the feeling you get, right? It's always going to be his fault. Do you believe this year, this San Antonio Spurs team, that has not won a single playoff series together? There's no precedent. There's no, that's the first step. Here's the second step. Do you think they're going to go right to the finals?
Especially going against the defending champs and what was such a dominant Thunder team. It's hard for me to immediately go there, but I really want to. I don't want to be disrespectful to OKC, but I want to believe that he can do it so badly. And whenever I watch him, it's just confirmation bias to me that it's inevitably going to happen. Whether it's this year or not, he's going to get it done. I will be floored if we do not see Wemby as a champion in his career, and if it's not sooner rather than later.
Feet to fire. Are they going to the finals this season?
Why not? Let's just I'm going to say yes. If I'm going to ride with a team, I want to ride with this team.
So are you now off of the Suns and on the Spurs? Are you a Spurs fan now? That's a good team to be a fan of, that's for sure.
Well, they have to have me courtside, and then, yes, we'll have that discussion.
Oh, we're doing that? Okay. Yeah. I don't know that either of these teams are going to go to the finals. And the reason I say that is I just believe in that process in the NBA. I believe that you need the steps in this sport more than... Why are you giving me that look?
Okay, I'm going to let you finish.
Well, now I am done. What's the look for?
Well, you talked about the team skipping steps. Why is it crazy to think San Antonio can skip steps when Wemby has skipped steps?
I understand that, but we've seen versions of superstars that didn't skip the steps.
The guy can win MVP this year. Mm-hmm. That's not a long shot at all.
He can only miss 4 more games.
Okay, and Shea can only miss, 6 more games, 7 more games, something
6.
like that? Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, they're right there. But if Wemby plays in the rest of the games, he's probably going to win the MVP. And I said that before the season even started. I said if this guy qualifies and he makes the 65-game minimum, he's going to win MVP because he is the most unstoppable force on the defensive end and on the offensive end. And last night, the Detroit Pistons were trying to collapse around Wemby in the paint, and guess what? It created opportunities for catch-and-shoot threes. The Spurs were 18 of 34 on catch-and-shoot threes last night. That's the Wemby effect. And Devin Vassell and Steph Castle and De'Aaron Fox, those guys were making open looks. And if he can have that kind of gravity on offense, he can have that kind of impact on defense, like we just showed with him blocking that three-pointer in the corner with the shot clock winding down on an inbounds pass, then all of a sudden, yeah, I can go to the place of the San Antonio Spurs taking a quantum leap and getting to the NBA Finals and going through the Oklahoma City Thunder to do it.
They have the 4 wins against them.
And guess what? They're 3 games behind OKC because they've got the tiebreaker. And if they get on the other side of the bracket, which means they don't have to play the Nuggets or the Thunder until the conference finals, then God bless.
We all talked about the Spurs part. Sorry, Jovante, our TV producer. I guess none of us believe in the Pistons.
Jovante will have his Pistons minute a little bit later
Okay.
on.
Oh, he will? He's great.
We'll have the Pistons.
I want to hear
All right, coming up. A superstar in the NFL under contract, yet his coach can't guarantee he's going to be back next year? What? We'll get to that next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by